Characterization is my favorite part of writing a novel. I want my characters to be memorable and unique and above all believable. But real people are complex. They're neither all good or all bad. So if I have a bad character in one of my novels, you can bet that they're going to have some redeeming features. Similarly, if I have a saintly character and you scratch that character surface, you're going to discover a little bit of a sinner. My favorite technique in creating characters is what I call the character autobiography. When I was a social worker, I took a seminar in hypnotherapy, and I quickly discovered that some of the techniques I was learning were valuable not only in dealing with my clients, but with my characters as well. In this particular technique, I would sit in a comfortable chair with a pad and a pen, close my eyes, put myself in a light trance, and begin to channel one of my characters. I would write down everything that my character was telling me in first person. It's amazing the things that you can learn from your characters if you'll just open yourself up to them. Now that I'm very comfortable with the technique of character autobiography, I use it in a very informal way, and I use it quite often. If I'm confused by what's going on in the story, if I'm stumped by the way a character is behaving, or if I'm just blocked, I'll often push myself away from my desk, close my eyes, and ask a character, what's going on? How are you feeling? How do you feel about this other character in the story? The answers I get are sometimes pure gold. In The Secret Life of C.C. Wilkes, for example, there's a minor character, Betts, who gave me an answer to that question that totally shocked me and took the story in a completely new and better direction. In Before the Storm, there's an arson fire, and I thought I knew who the arsonist was until I asked one of the characters what's going on, and that character set me straight. It probably sounds crazy, but it's wonderful when we can let our subconscious mind take over. My subconscious was definitely at work when I created the character Andy, who's a 15-year-old boy in Before the Storm and Secrets She Left Behind. The first chapter I wrote from Andy's point of view. I realized that he was different. His voice was coming across very simple, and he had a very concrete way of thinking. He reminded me of some kids that I had worked with as a psychotherapist, kids who had fetal alcohol syndrome. And I realized that that was who Andy was. Then I had to think, well, if Andy has fetal alcohol syndrome, his mother drank while she was pregnant with him, and I had thought of his mother as being a very responsible kind of person. So I had to come up with a reason why his mother drank when she was pregnant with him. Plotting is a very circular process, and it's often a puzzle that's difficult to figure out, but that's one of the challenges that I really enjoy, is figuring out those twists and turns. I like to think of my settings almost as characters in my books. For example, in the Keeper of the Light series, the lighthouse is almost like another character. The sea tender, the cottage in Before the Storm, is like a character. And beaches, which frequently are the settings of my stories, have the moodiness and the various changes and personalities that make them almost like another character. It's really funny that I write about beaches so often. I adore the beach, but I am definitely not a beach person. I don't do sun. I'm probably the only person who ever went to Hawaii for 2 weeks and came back as pale as when she left. But my family had a summer house at the New Jersey shore, and I think I have the Atlantic Ocean running in my veins.